What if the reason you're not building the life you want isn't your salary, your struggles, or your circumstances, but simply the habits you were never taught? What if the difference between staying stuck and breaking through is hidden in the lessons wealthy families whisper to their kids before the world ever gets a chance to shape them? Jim Rohn once said, "The road to wealth is paved not with miracles, but with the modest disciplines you repeat long after the excitement fades." And that idea is the heartbeat of the habits rich people pass on to their children. You see, success is rarely dramatic. It's quiet, almost invisible, built in the small corners of daily discipline where most people never look. Many grow up believing money is mysterious or reserved for the lucky, but wealthy families teach something radically different. That money responds to behavior, to habits, to the steady hand of someone who chooses discipline over drift. Children raised with this mindset don't wait for opportunity. They prepare for it. They train for it. They expect it because they understand wealth never comes to the unready. They're taught early, don't buy every desire. Buy the future that desire is trying to distract you from. Rich parents make sure their kids learn to pay themselves first. Not because it sounds clever, but because discipline practiced young becomes instinct for life. If a child learns to save 10 cents from $1, that same child will one day save 10,000 from 100,000. While others are told to fear risk, wealthy kids are taught to understand it, to study it, measure it, and use it. They learn that fear is a terrible financial advisor, but clarity is a great one. Wealthy families don't hand out maps, they hand out compasses. They teach principles that keep their children from getting lost no matter how wild the economy becomes. They learn that money grows in quiet places, in patient investments, in accumulated knowledge, in the habit of asking questions others overlook. They learn to treat every dollar like a worker, and every worker must have a job. A dollar sitting idle is just potential lying in the dirt. They're taught that debt can be a chain or a tool, and the difference is wisdom. They understand that people who chase status spend money to look rich, while people who understand value use money to become rich. And wealthy parents don't sugarcoat the truth. Building wealth requires patience. It requires saying no to 100 small temptations so one day you can say yes to a life that actually matters. Children raised with these teachings grow up knowing what many adults never discover, that wealth is less about income and more about intention. They're taught to read, to learn, to think, because money follows the curious and avoids the careless. They're reminded that environment matters. Your friends, mentors, and habits either pull you toward wealth or push you toward struggle. Rich families emphasize the value of time, because time is the soil where every financial seed grows, and wasting time is far more expensive than wasting money. They encourage their kids to build skills, not excuses, assets, not anxieties. They teach that money is emotional, and people who cannot control their impulses can never control their finances. They repeat one of Jim Rohn's deepest principles: you don't get paid for the hour, you get paid for the value you bring to the hour. So they raise their kids to become valuable in thinking, character, and contribution. They teach them that opportunities open for those who prepare long before anyone is watching. Wealthy families raise resilient children because storms come for everyone, but the prepared recover while the unprepared collapse. They give their kids the habit of tracking money, not out of obsession but awareness. Money respects people who pay attention. They also teach that generosity is not the opposite of wealth. It is one of its greatest signs. They encourage their kids to give, to support, to help, because life has a way of rewarding those who contribute more than they consume. And above all, they teach this truth: wealth is not an event, it's a character you build. It shows up in your habits long before it shows up in your bank account. In how you think, plan, prepare, in what you read, who you listen to, and what discipline you practice when no one is watching. And the beautiful part? None of these habits require privilege. None require being born rich. Only awareness, intention, and the courage to start where you are with what you have. Maybe no one taught you these things when you were young, but you can teach them to yourself now. Because your future is not determined by your past, it's determined by your decisions. And today, you can decide to live by the habits that build wealth, habits that turn ordinary people into extraordinary examples of what discipline and consistency can create. So ask yourself, Are you ready to guide your money instead of letting it guide you? Are you ready to practice the habits wealthy children grow up knowing? Because the moment your habits change, your financial story changes, and your new life begins, not by chance, but by choice.